It's the first game of the new year for the Phoenix Suns. We're in Sacramento and inside Arco Arena, home of the Kings. Suns trying to put together back-to-back wins as they face a staggering Sacramento team coached by former Suns great Paul Westphal. Hi everyone, Tom Leander along with Scott Williams. It's a new year. Maybe the Suns have a new defense. Definitely they have a new 1-2 scoring punch at the shooting guard position in Vince Carter and Jared Dudley.
Yeah, I love the way Vince Carter's really come in here and been aggressive. Sometimes guys get acquired, they get a little bit unselfish, want to pass the ball too much, but he's looking to attack, putting pressure on the defense by driving the ball to the hole. And oh yeah, stepping out behind the arcs, knocked down three-point shots from the land of three the other day. And Jared Dudley, holy moly, this guy has been man on fire, really attacking the ball to the basket, variety of shots, inside, outside, spin moves, just doing a nice job really mixing up his offensive attack.
And the two of them combined for 6 of the Suns' 12 three-point hits. And then you talk about the defense, Carter, Dudley, the entire Suns team. It was their first victory when they didn't score 100 points in a game. We take our first time out from Sacramento. They have the reigning Rookie of the Year here with the Kings and Tyreke Evans, but he is battling a bad wheel. We'll tell you about him next. He is battling an intensely painful foot, but he did hit on Wednesday one of the most miraculous shots you'll see in the NBA.
Oh, I absolutely love this. I mean, the same thing that makes you laugh when they think they got this game won, will turn around and make you cry just moments later in the NBA as Tyreke Evans launches from about 4 feet from behind half court, knocks his shot down. One of the few three-point shots he's actually made on the season because he's really been struggling with his shot, but I love the way this guy goes out there and competes on a nightly basis, even with a bad wheel.
Well, that shot, the reaction, very reminiscent of a shot that Dan Marley hit with the Suns back in the 90s. You see the numbers for Tyreke Evans dealing with plantar fasciitis. He says he is day-to-day with the pain. There's been talk of surgery and possibly having to sit out 2 to 3 months, but he will go tonight against the Phoenix Suns, who look for their first win in 2011. We have the Suns and Kings coming your way next on My 45. Phoenix Suns basketball, presented by Casino Arizona on My 45, is brought to you by the fast, reliable, secure, heavy-duty internet from Quest. Michelob Ultra, smooth taste balanced with low calories and carbs make it the superior light beer. By Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Goldberg and Osborne, the accident injury lawyers. By Diamondback Plumbing, 2 decades of complete plumbing service and repair. Casino Arizona, elevate your game. By Pizza Hut, they've lowered the price of every pizza on their menu. Get all your favorites for a great price only at your Pizza Hut. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at southwest.com. Rainy and foggy, typical Sacramento weather on this Sunday in the capital city of California. Tonight's starting lineup sponsored by MidFirst Bank. MidFirst Bank is proud to be the official bank of the Phoenix Suns. Stop by MidFirst Bank today to get your Phoenix Suns check card. 9 different starting lineups so far this season. For the Suns, they are 1-0 with Michael Petrus in there along with Grant Hill, Robin Lopez, Vince Carter, and Steve Nash. For Grant Hill, another milestone, playing his 900th career game tonight. Head coach Alvin Gentry extending practice time and the shoot-arounds, demanding better defense and more accountability. Impressive this morning, number of his players, early workout with the trainers about 8:30 this morning, the fitness center and the hotel before the shoot-around. The commitment has certainly been there from the players. And now the starters for the Sacramento Kings. They have had 13 different starting lineups already this season. Their rookie, DeMarcus Cousins, troubling yet intriguing talent-wise. Beno Udrih and Tyreke Evans in the backcourt. Jason Thompson and Francisco Garcia are the forwards for head coach and Suns Ring of Honor member Paul Westphal, now in his second year in Sacramento. The former Suns All-Star and head coach took a difficult job here. The team in the midst of major rebuilding. Kings won only 25 games last year, on pace for around 15 wins this season, but he is a class act. Here's tonight's APS Power matchup. We'll take a look at Michael Petrus and Tyreke Evans.
Yeah, Petra's off to a nice start with the Suns down in SoCal last Sunday against the LA Clippers, but he's going to have his hands full here in the state's capital because Tyreke Evans is a bull in a tank top. This guy's absolutely a must to keep out of the paint as he will try to attack the basket every trip down the floor.
You know, I mentioned he's been battling the plantar fasciitis, and Scott, you said you had plantar fasciitis at one point. Very troubling, very painful.
It is extremely painful. I tip my hat to this guy being out there to be able to compete with such a an injury as we might have it. Yeah, it's an injury.
Says it's worse in the morning and tends to loosen up as the day progresses. Time for tonight's Batteries Plus. Power keys to the game. Batteries Plus, thousands of batteries for thousands of items. The always creative keys from Scott Williams.
Yeah, Operation Unite. I think with the new year, we have all these new faces coming over in the trade. You got to develop that chemistry very quickly in 2011. And then no Cal board meeting. The Kings are absolutely fantastic. I mean, don't let last night's numbers fool you where they were out-rebounded. This team is second in the NBA in offensive rebounding and fourth overall. Got to do a good job of keeping them off the glass.
An excellent offensive rebounding team. Steve Nash comes over with a little fist pump. The new look in the new year, the bearded one. I like it, little specks of gray on the chin. So that looks a little bit like Brett Favre.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm going for
his
that.
NFL career today.
I'm going for that look as well with the facial. I'm going more with the Grant Hill type look, though. I got to get mine to grow out a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a good model to go after. Suns broadcast made available in high definition by Verizon. Rule the air. Check your cable or satellite listings for HD channels. Our officials tonight: Ed Malloy, Nick Booker, and Zach Zarba. So the Kings come in 6th and 24, worst record in the NBA. The Wizards and the Cavs each with 8 wins. The Wolves and the Nets with 9. The 5 bottom feeders in the NBA. The Suns took care of the Pistons on New Year's Eve and want to do the same right now with Sacramento up and away from Arco Arena. Suns 14 and 17 right now, 10th in the Western Conference. They won the first meeting between these two teams back in November at U.S. Airways Center, and Steve Nash had 28 points and 14 assists, swatted away by Francisco Garcia. Sent away the shot from Vince Carter at the other end. Garcia with the left hand. They were really running and gunning last night in their loss to Denver.
Yeah, they tried to get out and run. They couldn't put up the same amount of points that the Nuggets were able to get up to that 100-point plateau. But this team will be an opportunistic runner. They don't have a great set shooter, so they have to run it off in their transition game.
Ticket to the line for Grant Hill, and I think DeMarcus Cousins was popped in the face as Grant took it to the hole. Last night in Denver, the Kings 18-point loss to the Nuggets. They were pounded on the boards. We talked about what a good rebounding team this is here in Sacramento, but it was the return of Carmelo Anthony for Denver after the passing of his sister, and a victory for the Nuggets as Grant Hill makes his way to the line. I talked to him in the locker room before the game. So what do you think of career game number 900? He said he didn't know about it until somebody mentioned it to him earlier today. He said what he really wants to know is how many games since the ankle surgeries, the foot surgeries, total reconstruction on that foot.
Yeah, a lot of people would have folded their tents and all the things that he had done, just cashed in that big payday that he got in Orlando. I really tip my hat to this guy. He's got a love and a thirst to play basketball, be around his teammates, and compete on a nightly basis.
Averaging 15 points for the Suns, 5 rebounds, shooting 53% from the field in the top 15 in the NBA. Udrih looking for a slashing Tyreke Evans will get an offensive foul, and guess who took the charge? Mr. 900, Grant Hill, who leads the Suns in charges taken by a wide margin.
Yeah, he does a nice job giving up his body for his teammates and for his team, and that's a good one right there. It's his help side defense. I mean, that's the type of thing that does build chemistry. Look at Vince Carter, who's taking off right where he left off in the new year.
Rock bottom for Vince here early in Sacramento, coming off the 19 points against the Pistons. Jared Dudley also with 19, coming in off the bench. That 1-2 scoring punch from the shooting guard position. Suns up by 2. 3-game homestand up next for the Suns after this one. A little jump hook from Jason Thompson, and it's batted out to Grant Hill. Suns with a 3-on-2. The trailer is Vince Carter. Loads up for 3, misses everything. Nash from behind knocked it away from Udrih, and they'll give it to the Kings.
Oh, a rare miss there for Vince behind the line. He's been shooting 42% for the Suns since he came for the season, since he joined the Suns team. So that one was really wide right.
You can see it blowing on the hands, though. Might be a little chilly here early. Not all the bodies are in their seats yet at Arco Arena. From the corner, Garcia. Garcia had a run of 13 made field goals that were all 3-pointers. And 13 straight made shots that were all 3s before he finally hit a 2 against Denver last night. So he lives behind the line, and he loves that corner pocket. Full 24 on the clock for the Kings. 4-14 here at home at Arco Arena. And they've always had some very passionate fans, but battling through some difficult seasons. A lot of talk of building a new arena. That one's knocked out of bounds off of Tyreek Evans, and the Suns will have it.
One of the rare opportunities for the Suns that didn't result. They had second chance points. This Sacramento team is one of the best in the NBA, getting those second chance opportunities, not able to that time.
Petrus deep from the corner. Nash was looking to hand it off to him and have him circle around. Still a lot of newness with these players and the plays that they're becoming accustomed to. Petrus defensively on Tyreek Evans, gets it back. Out beyond the three-point line, the crossover, takes it in against three defenders and hands it off to Jason Thompson, who was fouled on the way up by Vince Carter.
We were saying the key for Petrus really is to keep Tyreek Evans outside that painted area. And you can see once he got by him and danced his way in the lane, the help side defense has to come over. And he does a very good job of finding the open man, obviously leading this team in assists over 5 per game.
Averaged 5 assists, 5 rebounds, a little over 20 points last year to Tyreek Evans. And this time it's a block call on Grant Hill, who tried to take another charge. But when you look at Tyreek Evans and his numbers last year, 25-5, just very impressive. And names like LeBron James and Michael Jordan and Big O, the only other rookies to have done that. But he's only shooting 38% from the field. They say he's lost a lot of his aggressiveness with that plantar fasciitis. He had some ankle injuries in his rookie season. And we get another foul on the Suns, and I think it might be, it is Robin Lopez.
Yeah, that's
sticking out the knee.
That 38% shooting for Evans is, probably what I would think will be a career low for him. I mean, that will continue to rise as that foot and ankle does get better. He has more confidence in it because he's just so quick to the hole. The
Slovenian Beno Udrih just offline, and here comes Vince Carter trying to snatch it away was Francisco Garcia, and then on the pass, an offensive foul committed by Carter, taken by DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, it was really Garcia's pressure out here on the wing that caused Carter into that drive that was out of control and went crashing in as the big guy stepped up and took that charge. And boy, I'll tell you, that's Vince's second personal foul. He's going to have to come out of this game here early.
Two quick fouls on Carter, so in quickly comes Jared Dudley with 9:15 to go in the first quarter. Carter had 1 bucket in 3 attempts. Suns start out 1 of 4 shooting from the field, and a couple of free throws from Grant Hill. Pass was deflected by Michael Petrus, who's always active in the passing lanes.
Well, that's what you want. You got a guy like Petrus for that particular reason, to play that good perimeter defense. And sometimes it's body positioning, but other times it's just getting a hand in that passing lane.
Evans held up in the air, tried to pass it off, and picked up by Jared Dudley. More good Suns defense, limiting the Pistons to just 75 points. That's the lowest point total for a Suns opponent in 6 years, as Robin Lopez was waxed about 5 feet from the hoop.
Garcia got another one.
Tipping is Jason Thompson, trying to clean up his own miss, and Robin Lopez scoops it over to Nash. Nash up ahead. What a bounce pass to Jared Dudley. He's blocked from behind by Jason Thompson. Back comes Robin Lopez with the stick back.
A little block party for the Sacramento Kings here to start the new year, but good job that time by Robin Lopez, not hanging out the half-court line, following that play up, working his way down there to the front of the rim and cleaning up that mess.
That's the kind of aggressiveness and assertiveness that Alvin Gentry wants to see from Robin Lopez. DeMarcus Cousins has a nice outside touch. That one wouldn't fall, and it's out of bounds off of Francisco Garcia. Suns will have it leading by 4.
Garcia's all over the floor. There's 2 of these guys. He's pressuring Carter. He's blocking shots. And now that time almost got Steve Nash to get that ball out of bounds off of Nash's leg.
And he's the veteran on this team, the longest tenured King, Garcia. Good look for Nash. Good shot. Very low-key New Year's Eve for Steve Nash. He only played about 19 minutes against the Detroit Pistons as he gave way to Goran Dragic, who played very well. The Suns have scored 8 straight.
Yeah, I watched him shoot before the game. I mean, everything was rock bottom, never even barely hit the rim or the net.
Sacramento, meantime, has missed their last 6 shots. Inside, they go to Jason Thompson, rolls off, tipped home by DeMarcus Cousins. And something we have to watch with Sacramento is Nash, the repass up ahead to Grant Hill, because the ball tends to stick offensively for them. Not for the Suns. Down it goes for 2 for Michael Petrus.
Just that little kick ahead by Nash. He won't get an assist for that, but that made all the Sacramento Kings run to the basket to guard Hill to not give up the easy layup. And I'll tell you, Grant does a nice job fanning them on the perimeter.
Quick shot by Garcia. Goes over the top of the backboard, but Paul Westphal has talked about that, the lack of ball movement, the lack of body movement, and death by dribbling sometimes with his Sacramento Kings players.
Well, that'll drive a coach crazy when the ball stays on one side of the floor and somebody just dribbles the air out of it. That's just bad basketball. Any coach at any level will tell you got to move bodies and you got to move the ball.
28th in the league in field goal percentage for Sacramento. Grant Hill, straight but strong. Offensive rebound for Steve Nash. Top of the key, Jared Dudley pumps it in. The effort from Steve Nash, the offensive rebound, then the assist to Dudley.
I like that right there. You talk about moving the ball. That's doing a nice job. They've gone inside and out, and they've gone left side of the floor back to the top, and it's resulted in buckets both times down the floor.
Nash playing only 19 minutes in that game against Detroit, had 2 assists in the entire game. He already has 2 here in the first quarter. Cousins is fouled, and the power of DeMarcus Cousins, who almost took Jared Dudley into the hoop with him.
Yeah, and almost dunked him in the basket. And that's the thing you like about Cousins is that power, that athleticism, that raw talent. And we just talked about some of the other things that he's just got to concentrate on and be a little bit more professional. But this is a good move right here. Big guy catches the ball, doesn't put it on the floor, powers it to the basket. Can't teach that.
5th overall pick in the first round and completes the three-point play, averaging 12 points and 8 rebounds. Had a 21-point, 16-rebound game against Memphis last week. Of course, that was the game we showed you, and Tyreke Evans hit the shot beyond midcourt for the victory. It's a stunning win for the Kings team and one of just 6 victories. Away from the play, an offensive foul on the Suns, and that will be number 2 on Robin Lopez. So 2 on Carter and 2 on Lopez here in the first quarter. Dudley's also picked up a foul along with Grant Hill.
Well, that's not what you want. You don't want to start off the new year getting into foul trouble and start sending these Kings to the line. They're not a great free throw shooting team, but certainly you don't want to give a team that struggles to score the ball easy opportunities early in a game and give them some extra confidence as you move forward into the latter periods.
Suns with 4 team fouls. Next one puts them over the limit. Pull up Udrih, little off balance, tipped out, retrieved by Udrih. And a jab step to DeMarcus Cousins. High arching shot. Garcia there from the weak side. Sandwich between Gortat and Dudley, who now closes out defensively. Wide open. Tyreke Evans launches. And boarded by Grant Hill.
Well, escaped another offensive rebound by the Kings, but that's where you want Evans. You want him living on that perimeter. I don't care if it's from 2 or 3. Make him shoot the ball from the outside.
Nash. Pitch out to Dudley. Lines up a 3. Winds up in the lap of Beno Udrih. Sacramento Kings shooting only 21% from the field so far, 3 of 14. Suns at a 42% clip early, leading by 5. Crossover through 2 defenders as Tyreke Evans. Tipping is Jason Thompson. Have to keep a body on him. He is very agile.
That's the tough cover there for Grant Hill, as he's got to try to guard good guys on the perimeter and then try to now muscle up against a strong power forward in Thompson.
Really like the skills of Jason Thompson, the 24-year-old in his 3rd year from Rider. It was a surprising lottery pick by the Kings a few years ago. Jared Dudley into the lane, and a late whistle as he was hit upside the head and held a couple of free throws.
Yeah, he had that headband knocked askew there as he went to the hole, but that's a good job by Jared Dudley. He's knocked down one outside shot. This time he shows the ball and takes it to the hole and earns himself a trip to the line. Good basketball by Jared Dudley.
Suns' first game of the new year after finishing 2010 with a win. They're up by 3. Quarter, limiting them to 41% shooting from the field. So far, Sacramento just 25% shooting from the field. Get to the game on Wednesday when your Phoenix Suns take on Kobe Bryant and the 2-time defending champion LA Lakers. Purchase any 2 lower-level seats and receive a $50 Fry's gift card. Great seats are still available. Visit suns.com/TV deal and use the password FRYS50. Boy, hard to believe good tickets still available. You got to catch that game. Suns and Lakers, and then Amari and the Knicks on Friday in downtown Phoenix. Mike D'Antoni. And then it's the Cavaliers Sunday at U.S. Airways Center. Lakers, Knicks, and Cavs, come on down.
I'm looking forward to that. First of all, Kobe Bryant coming to town, obviously, and Phil Jackson and Los Angeles Lakers crew, the 2-time defending world champs. But then Amari, welcoming Amari back to the U.S. Airways Center. I want to send him home back to New York with an L, too. I love Amari. I had as a rookie, but I don't want him coming in and spoiling what the Suns are starting to create here in 2011.
Dudley at the line, fouled just before that timeout. And with the Suns, a 5 5-point lead. They're still up 4, and we're going to get a lane violation and another free throw coming for Jared Dudley as we tell you that Alvin Gentry's wardrobe is courtesy of the Clothery at the Biltmore Fashion Park. Looking stunning as always, saying the Suns need to be proactive here against the Kings. They are a young and talented team that just hasn't been able to close out some close games.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, they're in a lot of ball games. I mean, they weren't in the game last night, but they're generally in a lot of ball games for the final 5 minutes. But that's what you find with young teams. They don't have that know-how. They don't have that. It's not that they don't have the players. They don't have the know-how to try to get it done when it's really time. The game is on the line.
Sacramento, nice little early gift to the Suns. That extra free toss for Jared Dudley. So the Suns are now technically 4-4 from the line. Inside and deep. Francisco Garcia just inserted into the starting lineup. They've used Omri Caspi there along with Dante Green this season.
How about that pass by Cousins? That was a nice little high-low drop he had.
Dudley lines it up. And Thompson going after the rebound along with DeMarcus Cousins. You're right, he's an excellent rebounder, has a great feel for the game, and can shoot the J up to 18 feet from the outside. One season at Kentucky for Cousins, who gives it up to Tyreke Evans, who is a one-and-doner at Memphis. Trying to make a move on Dudley. Kick it out to Udrih. Loose on the floor. Grant Hill trying to pry it away from Jason Thompson. And what do we have? A loose ball foul on Grant Hill, and the Suns now over the limit.
Yeah, Grant doesn't like it, but he was down there wrestling with that alligator and Thompson. He talked about his size advantage that he has, but Grant had a piece of his jersey. Anytime you get caught with your hand of the opponent's jersey, you can kind of see Grant reaches out there with that left hand. You see his Thompson's jersey get ripped up to his backside there, and that's what you get whistled for. See that left hand there? Just got a nice grip on the jersey, so that's what he got whistled for down there.
Gortat too, pushing and shoving a little bit inside. Physical play from the Suns. Channing Frye will check in. As Grant Hill has 2 personal fouls along with Robin Lopez and Vince Carter here in the first quarter. Knocking down the first free throw is Jason Thompson. Talk about the strong rebounding team and with Sacramento. And a lot of link up there when you look at Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins, and now they bring in Samuel D'Alembert, who was brought over in a trade during the offseason with Philadelphia. 9-2 move by the Kings. His biggest advantage was 8 and a layup from Gortat.
Wow, beautiful pass there by Steve Nash. I mean, he threw a bullet to a 7-footer who handled that basketball nicely and laid it in with the left hand. Impressive catch by Gortat.
Third assist for Nash. For Sacramento, 10 of their 13 points have come in the paint. That's where Tyreke Evans was. Scrapping after the loose ball along with Nash. And picked up by D'Alembert. Shot clock is down to 3, down to 2. D'Alembert forced to fire, and look at Petrus come away with the rebound.
Skied for that board. Did a nice job making contact with his man and going and getting the ball.
Nash, a laser pass up ahead to Dudley, who couldn't finish the deal. A little too close to the cup.
And that's where Dudley's lack of athleticism hurts him in that play, because a player with more athleticism could have dunked that ball.
Wide open was Garcia, and the pull down to Gortat. Martin has looked very good, and now his 5th game for the Suns, along with Michael Petrus coming over from Orlando. 2 deep was Michael on the corner shot, and a loose ball foul will go against the Kings.
Nice job by Dudley, realizing the long shot's going to produce a long rebound. Worked himself to the far side of the board. Good position. Kings had to foul him.
Suns hanging on to a 3-point lead here in the first. Southwest.com. Tom Leander back with Scott Williams in a Sun-style bench here in Sacramento. Of course, head coach Paul Westphal and the Suns Ring of Honor. He also has, as his assistant coaches, there you have Truck Robinson and Mario Elie. Elie spent 1 year with the Suns. Of course, he was the one that hit that 3 against Westphal and the Suns when he was a member of the Houston Rockets in the playoffs in 1995. The fateful kiss that he gave to the Suns bench. He's also on the Suns.com top 10 villains list. But Truck Robinson, 4 years as a player with the Suns. He was also with Paul Westphal as an assistant coach with the Suns and at Grand Canyon College. So now Grand Canyon University, of course.
What a great name for a big guy, Truck.
Love that trade. Suns are always looking for a power forward. Nash on the fade and the stick.
That's what I like about Steve Nash. Now, he gives a little bit out, but now he's looking to be a bit more aggressive here to finish off this quarter break before he takes his rest.
I was loving it when the Suns were going after power forward. They had Truck Robinson, then they went after the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel. A little beef and toughness inside. Goes off of the Kings, and the Suns will have it up by 5. Biggest advantage so far for the Suns has been 8.
What a nice job defensively. Force them into a number of turnovers, and then you got the Kings shooting 23% from the field right now. But those 6 offensive rebounds really kind of keeping the Sacramento Kings within striking distance.
Nash over to Gortat, who runs over Omri Caspi. Petrus comes up a little short and jerked away by D'Alembert. Big shot blocker coming out of Seton Hall, of course. Was born in Haiti. Very big part of the humanitarian effort and the relief efforts going on there. Even as we speak, has donated millions of dollars to the cause. Nowhere to go against Gortat. Dudley gives it up now to Nash, 2-on-1, takes it back from Petrus, circles around, fades, and connects again. Shoots and scores for Steve Nash, who now has 6 points and 3 assists.
Yeah, very unselfish by Petrus. I think Nash would have rather him go in there and try to dunk that basketball, but he got it back and found a creative way to score with it regardless.
And it looked like he was on skates. A hockey rink as he circled back, spun around, and so good off of 1 foot. Suns now with a 7-point lead, minute 28 to go. And Carl Landry coming in for Sacramento.
Look at this one once again. He lets the big guy fly by, kind of skates out around there like you mentioned, and knocks that one down. Unfortunately, that's the 2nd foul on Jared Dudley. So with already Hill with 2 fouls, you got Lopez with 2, Carter with 2. Now Jared Dudley picks up his 2nd personal foul.
Unreal. 8 personal fouls whistled against the Suns here in the first quarter. Josh Childress, who has not played the last couple of games for the Suns, will check in to replace Dudley as Garcia is at the line. Caspi out there along with Tyreek Evans, Garcia, D'Alembert, and Carl Landry, who came over last season in a deal with the Houston Rockets. But he's been the subject of trade rumors around here in Sacramento because he's in the final year of his contract, and they're not sure if he will re-sign. Corner cut, Childress comes right in and scores on the reversal. Beautiful move.
He is very good at that. First time I saw him do that in the Suns uniform, I thought, oh, lucky move. He spun it up off glass. He's done that a half a dozen times and has been effective with it each and every time. Hasn't missed a shot yet doing it.
8-2 run for the Suns. Garcia way offline. He has that same corner cut move that Nash perfected with Leandro Barbosa inside of a minute to go here in the first. Suns holding the Kings to 15 points so far. I mentioned they held Detroit to 14 in the first quarter in their last game. A direct stick from Michael Petrus.
Oh, he needed that one after a couple of long bombs didn't go for him. Worked himself inside the arc there. I like the way he rubbed his man off that screen to free himself for that jump shot opportunity.
Inside of 40 seconds to go, Carl Landry, 1-on-1 against Channing Frye, gives it up to Evans, shoots over the top of Nash. Again, way short. Sacramento shooting a paltry 22% from the field.
Yeah, Evans' shot's going to be short most times he shoots it. He just doesn't have that lift. You know, anytime you have any lower body injuries, you don't have lift on your jump shot. It always results in a player shooting the basketball on the short side of the hoop.
There you see Gortat jump out the blitz on Evans. Outside jump shot, rims out, tipped in by Francisco Garcia with 0.5 to go. Actually 7 seconds ago, and misread the clock. It's Petrus, plenty of time from the corner for 3. Nash found him in the corner. The Suns lead is 10. Caspi up ahead from midcourt. And his best Tyreek Evans impersonation, unable to connect. And now we are done with one. 27-17 Suns as they head to the second period.
Nice job by the Suns closing out that quarter. 5 of 6 shooting and holding the Kings at 23% shooting on just 6 of 26. New defense in 2011.
And with that shot in the corner from Michael Petrus, 7 points for the Suns after 1, up by 10. You're watching Suns basketball presented by Casino Arizona. Presented by Casino Arizona is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Suns end the quarter on a 13-4 run. The Kings had 1 field goal over the last 4:36 of the period. Time for our Verizon text opinion poll. Which is the best two-man tandem in Suns history? Alvin Adams and Paul Westphal, KJ and TC. How about Kidd and Sean Marion, or Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire? Text your choice to 88222 and stay tuned for the results throughout the game. Normal messaging rates apply. One of my all-time favorite poll questions right there with Paul Westphal,
Williams and Voskuhl on there. No Williams, Voskuhl?
Voskuhl? Oh, my goodness.
My man Jake.
I didn't know you two had that kind of chemistry out there in the court. I must have missed that.
We hammered each other in practice so hard. I know Jake's out there watching someplace.
Still waiting for a phone call, I think.
I got bone chips from Jake Bosco on my back, I think.
You saw the numbers from the new determined Suns defense, giving up just the 17 points in the first quarter after 14 to Detroit. Now, give Sacramento credit. They are battling, and they are relentless on the offensive glass.
They really are. I keep looking at these numbers. I mean, they had 8 coming into this quarter. I think that gives them their 9th offensive rebound. They averaged 13, which is second in the NBA, and they have 8 second chance points in this game. And they average 16, which is also second in the NBA. But the Suns have to figure out a way to keep them off of that offensive glass, or they're going to be hanging around when the game is on the line. That's when I could spell doom down the stretch.
Trying to make up for the 23% shooting from the field. They went just 6 of 26 from the field. The Suns in the first quarter, 1 of 7 from far away. That only 3-pointer in the final seconds from Michael Petrus. Another one coming for Carl Landry, very talented. He had his career-high 31 points with the Rockets against the Suns last January. Also added 7 rebounds and 2 blocks, so the Suns know very well the capabilities of Carl Landry. A mini power forward. That's a good post-up game. Josh Childress came in quickly off the bench. With the driving reversal, comes up a little shy there, and cleared by DeMarcus Cousins.
I like that one there, Chili, playing without that finger wrap he played with all season long. And nice little spin move. He's going to get it to go.
Omri Caspi loads up from the corner.
Oh, I like this guy, Caspi. Man, he's got a nice touch from the outside.
First Israeli-born player in the NBA, now in his second season, averaging about 9 points per game. Rebound to Tyreke Evans. He's a triple-double threat every night with that body, the size, the 7-foot wingspan. Still not sure whether he's more comfortable as a point guard or maybe as an off guard in the NBA. How about that touch from DeMarcus Cousins?
That really was a nice move there. He took on one big body, went to that spin move, and before Gortat could come over and block the shot, he just lifted it a little higher over the top of the D.
A stunning start to the second quarter for the Sacramento Kings. 7-0 run to begin the period.
Well, this is what I like about DeMarcus Cousins right here. He's a big guy, but he possesses the skills of a small forward. And a nice little spin move to a step-back jump shot. Now the Kings are right there.
$1 million top prize is on the line in this Arizona Lottery Millionaire Raffle, and time is running out. Just 4 days left to get your chance. The final drawing for $1 million is January 6th at 2 p.m. Visit any lottery retailer to buy your $20 ticket today. Marcus Cousins, we talked about how talented he is. He's also had some troubled times in his first couple months in the NBA. Fined for arguing with a strength coach, kicked out of practice after arguing with Paul Westphal. Lost his spot on the starting unit when he made a choke sign to Reggie Williams of the Golden State Warriors when he was shooting free throws. But they will show some patience with this youngster as Vince Carter takes it right to the hoop.
Well, you need a bucket. You go to one of your top scorers and on your basketball team, and I love that one by Vince Carter. Don't settle for what the defense wants you to take. Put pressure on him by taking the ball to the basket.
So Cousins has the ball. My question to you, Scott Williams, is can he grow out of this immaturity that they've talked about as he finds Carl Landry for the stuff, the passing skills of Cousins?
Yeah, another nice pass out of that high post position right down to the low guy for the easy bucket. I sure hope so because he's a talented player, but I've seen talented players before fizzle themselves out after a couple of years in the NBA and a couple coaches by not learning to be professional. They just don't have time for it. It's a chemistry killer. It's a coach killer. People don't want to put up with that on a day in and day out basis.
Well, Paul Westphal has said he's hoping that they can look back and laugh at this rookie season and just say, what a knucklehead you were, DeMarcus Cousins. And he will grow out of it. Vince Carter lines it up, and there's Caspi with the rebound. Caspi now coming off the bench for Paul Westphal. Has started some in his rookie year and earlier this season. He's also been the subject of some trade speculation as Cousins pops. DeMarcus Cousins has 9 points, couple of rebounds, couple of assists, and Sacramento just 1 point away from the Suns after trailing by 10.
No, Cousins is impressive. He showed you the spin move for the jump shot. That time the face-up, Jay, from about 18 feet.
Well, this unit in the second quarter is not getting the job done for the Suns. Vince Carter turned it over, and then a push on Goran Dragic as he tried to smother Omri Caspi.
Well, he's not arguing, but I tell you, Dragic isn't strong enough to push over too many people. Caspi really just said, okay, I'll take that push and step out of bounds and get an opportunity for our team here for another foul. But, you know, this is where the Suns, you know, and when Goran Dragic were so good on the floor where he had that great plus-minus ratio, this is where they got to figure out a way now to get players in the right position.
Kings 4 of 6 shooting from the field so far. Offline for Landry, goes out of bounds, and the Suns will have it. But new life for Sacramento here in the second quarter. This is a team that has lost 23 of their last 26 games. They started the season 3-1 here in Sacramento. Since then, 3-23.
But they had a, you know, the Suns had a 10-point lead in this game. You can't let a team like the Kings, after getting their clocks clean last night, stay close, and they will have a tough game.
And another block for Francisco Garcia. Trying to force it in there was Vince Carter. Here comes Tyreke Evans on the move, fouled by Gortat, and earns a ticket to the line, and Sacramento can take the lead here with 8:30 to go in the second.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that'll drive Alvin Gentry crazy. Now, granted, that was a block shot, and all of a sudden it leads to a run out the other way, but you can't have a guy take the ball 75 feet from one to the floor to the other and get all the way to the basket against your transition defense. Somebody at some point in time has got to step up, even if you take a foul early and the ball crosses half court.
Evans knocks down the first free throw. Sign up for My Suns Mobile, powered by Verizon. Get text messages with breaking Suns news, special offers, and promotions. Visit Suns.com for more information. Kings are now a perfect 9 of 9 from the stripe. Suns have hit all 4 of their free throws. They take the lead 30-29. Their last lead was after the first bucket of the game. Now Ed Malloy spots the infraction, and it will go against Francisco Garcia of the Kings. Suns will have it on the side, and now DeMarcus Cousins sharing some words with Vince Carter. A little stare down between the two.
And I looked at on my stat sheet.
Situation with another rookie, and Blake Griffin.
I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think they stopped the shot from going in the basket, and Vince grabbed the ball and put it in the basket anyway, just to play with the young fella's mind a little bit.
And another holding foul on Francisco Garcia as Carl Landry jumps above the rim to knock the shot away, and that's exactly what Cousins had just done. And then he went to block Vince Carter. Boy, a lot of chippiness here. I mentioned that game between the Suns and Clippers in Los Angeles. We saw that between Grant Hill and Blake Griffin, and now another rookie in DeMarcus Cousins, as Garcia is forced to check out after his second personal foul. He has 8 points. Cousins with 9 to lead the way for the Kings. Carter over to Gortat, off the window. Here comes Tyreke Evans. Backpedaling quickly was Channing Frye. Dante Green has checked in. 6'11" player out of Syracuse, spinning Evans. Good defense from Vince Carter, sticking with them, and tipped out of there by Gortat into the waiting hands of Dragic. Channing Frye floats it up, tipping once, going after a loose ball, and a loose ball foul on Channing.
That was frustrating right there. I thought Channing Frye was going to get the little baby hook for about 6 feet to go down, and when it didn't, he didn't get the tip to go down. So he tries to, try a little too hard there and reaches in on Landry, but I liked on the other end, Gortat, little sandpaper move down there with Cousins, got rough with him down there as he didn't let him get that offensive rebound. So, well, it's probably starting to get a little chippy out here. You need your sandpaper guys on the floor. You know, when Childress is not afraid to mess it up, and I like Gortat's active size down low as well.
More foul difficulty for the Suns. They already have 4 team fouls here in the second quarter. Same a similar situation in the first. 12 personal fouls have been whistled against the Suns, who are 1 of 10 from the field here in the second quarter.
Yeah, just the 2 points. And you talked about that. Vince Carter's the only guy that took the ball to the hole. I mean, I guess Frye did on that last play with the little baby hook, but you need more guys now attacking that basket.
And that hoop for Vince Carter was a design play coming out of the timeout. Outside of that, nothing for the Suns offensively. Dragic creating and scoring. Excellent shot from Goran Dragic, and the Suns back on top by 1.
Yeah, they'll take that bucket. There's no doubt about it, but you can tell that was not the design play. That time down the floor was not option 1, 2, or 3. Dragic just made something happen.
Dragic inside defensively against Caspi. And a little bump and a foul, and now the Suns are over the limit. Their 5th team foul. It's a shooting foul, and Caspi will have a couple of free throws.
I don't know how much Goran Dragic weighs, but let's go back to this replay here. He just really got Landry twisted up. Nice play there, being crafty with the basketball. Probably took a page out of Nash's, but this is the second time they've got Dragic for bumping somebody. And I think it would take all his weight with a half pound of sand in each shoe to really knock somebody off their position down on the low block. So when they let him play on one end really hard, and all of a sudden Goran Dragic gets whistled for 2 blocking fouls. You can see the team fouls here for the Suns, 13-6. So
they have 6 different players, the Suns do, who have 2 personals in this game. Sacramento back on top by 1. They are now 11 for 11 free throw shooting. Dragic hands in the air. Alvin Gentry thought there was contact from Tyreke Evans. Childress goes for the pick and goes off with Childress out of bounds. Sacramento will have it, and Alvin Gentry will call a 20-second timeout as he stomps his way toward the free throw line.
Yeah, he's a little upset with that graphic that we put up on the floor, the foul disparity. He thought Dragic was fouled and there was no call.
A very animated Alvin Gentry who thought this should have been a foul. Looked like pretty good defense from Tyreke.
Coach out there fighting for his players on that
Yes,
one?
is.
Yeah.
20-second timeout brought to you by Dial Complete. Defend yourself against germs this season. But you're right, it's the big picture with 13 team fouls against the Suns. 2 fouls on Gortat, on Fry, on Carter, on Lopez, on Grant Hill.
And we mentioned this is a Sacramento King team that struggles to score the basketball, and the proof is in their 10 of 35 shooting. They're shooting under 30% for the game, but if you keep letting them march to the line, where we're obviously they're 9 of 9 from the free, or 11 of 11 from the free throw line after those last 2 free throws. You can't have that and keep them in the game. So they got to play physical style basketball, but play in a way in which you're not fouling and sending guys to the free throw line.
Kings losers of 17 of their last 19 games. The Suns with those extra long practices and shoot-arounds instilling some new aggression defensively. Kings have shot only 29% from the field, but it's been the foul disparity which has kept them in the game along with their offensive rebounding. Shot clock is down to 5. They work it over to Caspi. He can hit that 3 and does. Excellent range from the second-year player from Israel.
Oh, the team's got a break there. What looked like a busted play. The ball goes all the way out past half court. They get a 3-point shot out of it.
Bourne lets it fly for 3. Caspi's been very active since coming in off the bench. He shoots 40% from far away. Dante Green sets up Landry. Drops the shoulder on Channing Frye. Sent away by Josh Childress. Terrific defensive play by Josh. And now takes a hit from Dante Green. We'll get a block on Josh Childress of Phoenix.
Got a little too close that time with the body. Didn't let the player swing that basketball through. Was able to get that body contact. And Alvin Gentry's seen enough. Even with the foul trouble at Hill is going to get him back in the basketball game. Carter's out there with 2 fouls, playing the midway through the second quarter, and of course getting his maestro back out there, Captain Canada, to try to right this ship, get this team scoring some more here. Only 4 points in this second period.
Nash played the entire first quarter, had 6 points and 5 assists, and finally a miss from the free throw line for Sacramento. Back will come Michael Petrus as he replaces Channing Frye. Frye missing his first 4 shots here at Arco Arena, and the Kings working on their 4-point lead. That is their biggest advantage so far. Going 0 of 2 at the line was Dante Green. Tap back and retrieved by Green.
10 offensive rebounds. Now, I don't want to keep harping on it, but this is why this team is the second best offensive rebounding team in the NBA. Send everybody to the glass because they can't shoot the ball.
Cousins tried to zip it over to Caspi. Resulted in a turnover. Nash with division. Spots Petrus. Cut off at the baseline by Cousins. He can really move his feet.
That was impressive.
Head fake. Sticking to him defensively was Cousins. Shot clock at 10 for Nash. Waits on the screen. Gortat rolls and the easy left-handed lay.
Had a little rookie that time on the weak side, supposed to provide some sort of help in that particular defense. As Caspi looked at Cousins as to where he had. Cousins was doing such a nice job on the wing with Petrus. He didn't want to leave his man to let him get the basketball back, and gives up the easy layup to Gortat.
Second field goal for Gortat. Nash with 6 assists. Head fake and a pretty move by DeMarcus Cousins to dip under Grant Hill.
Boy, he's
one of the better
showing me a
defenders
lot
in the league.
Yeah, he's showing me a lot. Now, I will give him a break because he's outsized down there. Doesn't want to get his 3rd foul.
Nash again to Gortat. In a crowd. Goes to the left hand. The swooping hook shot from Marcin Gortat.
Yeah, the Polish hook. that time. Had to stop myself. The Polish hook did a really nice job that time. And he did a couple hook shots in Los Angeles and hit a nice little lefty hook there.
I think I know where you were headed. You took the ER off of that. Dante Green for 3. Picked away by Michael Petrus. I'm glad you hit the brakes on that.
It's a new year, boy.
Yeah.
I tell you what. I caught myself slipping there. But I tell you, the Suns have done a nice job since Gortat has come into this basketball game. So a nice job with the pick and roll with Nash and getting a big body down low.
He really has good footwork for a big man. Excellent hands. And we'll take a look at that two-man game and the finish from Marcin Gortat, who's been taking the feeds from Nash and knows how to finish.
Yeah, down in Los Angeles, he had a couple righty hooks. Starting it out here in NorCal and Sacramento with a lefty hook.
10 shooting from the field since then, 3 of 5. So which is the best two-man tandem in Suns history? Time to update our Verizon Text opinion poll. 74% going for Nash and Stoudemire. Not much love for the old school guys in AA and Paul Westphal. I am shocked.
How about Kidd and Marion, 6%? I would have thought Jason Kidd and Sean Marion, that's two surefire Ring of Honor guys, would have got a little bit more love as well. But you got to admit, Steve Nash and Stoudemire, they were like peanut butter and jelly. They were so good.
I'm sorry. I grew up watching Adams and Westphal. That's where my vote would have gone. Paul Westphal, who came over to the Suns in a trade with the Boston Celtics where he won an NBA title, then became a major piece of the Suns' final team against Boston in 1976. But he was a great leaper and such a creative scorer and a guy that you did not want to take on in a horse competition.
No
a trick
YouTube
shot extraordinaire.
Yeah, no YouTube back then. I'll tell you what, the Nash to Stoudemire dunk YouTube reel is off the chain.
True. Yeah, Alvin and Westy were pre-YouTube videos. Pre-viral. Steve Nash going deep for 3.
Oh, look at Steve Nash showing off here in Sacto. Got his girls up here with him. 4 of 4 from the field. Knocks down the money ball.
I'm glad you mentioned that, too, because that first meeting with Sacramento, Steve had 28 points, 14 assists, celebrating the birth of his new son, Mateo. And you're right, Bella and Lola on the trip here in Sacramento. Suns defense converging inside. We're going to get a loose ball foul on Carl Landry of the Kings. Go back to the defense from Michael Petrus, who came over to help Grant Hill.
I like that right there. Grant's always in there stepping in and giving up his body, trying to take the charge. About time somebody else comes in there and tries to do a little something, like Petrus coming down Air France with the SWAT.
Well, the Suns have won 6 straight over the Sacramento Kings, 12 of the last 13. Carter flashes free and goes to the 10th floor.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a little reminiscent of the old school Vince Carter. Sleeps back door, he thinks they're gonna come off around the top of that screen, and he goes right back to the hole. A nice job by Grant. A little Duke, North Carolina hookup that time.
That was a gorgeous feed from Grant. Jason Thompson inside. Another offensive rebound for Carl Landry, but a traveling violation before his second attempt off his second offensive board.
Oh, Suns got a break that time. Zach Zerba missed it. I believe that ball was tipped out of Landry's hands, and Paul Westy head is up off that bench. He's in his mouth gaped open in a state of disbelief. He got whistled for traveling call.
Suns up by 3. Lob feed. They're going to Marcin Gortat, but wait. Offensive foul on Steve Nash. He was trying to set the screen, the back screen, to free Gortat.
Well, thank goodness. So Steve Nash is one of the few players on the floor right now that was without 2 personal fouls. So that's just going to be Nash's first. Let's see what happens here. Nash sets a little pick, just a little shoulder.
Wow, I see nothing.
I didn't see much on that particular play as well. It seemed like the player had an opportunity to take a slide step down, so it wasn't an illegal contact too soon, and he certainly didn't wrap the player up.
Boy, there's no respect for two-time, at least on that call. His Suns still on top, 40-37, inside of 3 minutes to go. Touch pass to Marcus Cousins. What a feel for the game. 20 years of age as he found Jason Thompson.
You can't teach that, Tommy. I mean, that's just good instinct and how to play the basketball and finding the right angle to slip that through.
Gortat went for the crush. Grant Hill, he's exterminated, but fouled by Jason Thompson. And then the animated reaction, they'll tee him up.
Yeah, he knew it right away. He thought he got that ball cleanly as Grant tried a little tricky backhand and reverse spin move off, or spin action off the glass. And Thompson was ready for it and swatted that thing away, but he knew he had reacted too vehemently and got whistled for the call. But look at Gortat, rumbles down hard to the hole. Grant tries to follow it up. We got ourselves a nail biter here in Sacramento.
As we go back to that last play before the timeout, and you can see Grant Hill taking the ball and whacked on the head by Jason Thompson, who then screams and kind of started taking some giant strides away from the play and was teed up.
I guess the ball's not part of the head anymore, huh?
What was he complaining about? Time to find out what's on tap for the Suns, sponsored by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. $50 Fry's gift card with a purchase of 2 lower-level seats to watch the Suns take on the Lakers Wednesday. It'll be the 3rd meeting of the season. Last time they met, Scott, you remember this, in Los Angeles. We were there as the Suns buried a team record 22 three-pointers, one off the NBA mark. But it'll be a little different this time around because Jay Rich and Hito had 12 of those 22 threes. DeMarcus Cousins, they will be patient with this talented rookie. Coming out of Kentucky, 5th overall, and he's motivated by the fact that he dropped, in his mind, all the way to the 5th selection, especially the fact that Derek Favors went number 3 to New Jersey. So internal motivation for DeMarcus Cousins. Many compare his skills to those of Zach Randolph.
Well, he's definitely got some skills. Big body, obviously, uses it extremely well. He's doing a nice job. He's 5 of 8 from the field. One thing I've liked is the fact that he's shown a variety of ways that he can score the basketball. He's had a nice little spin move on the post, a face-up jump shot. And even more impressively has been his passing ability from that high post, finding guys down along that baseline underneath the defense.
I got a big kick out of Jay Billis, who's a good friend of mine, a college analyst over on ESPN. And on draft night, he said of DeMarcus Cousins that DeMarcus is uncoachable. He will need a babysitter, but he's not a bad kid, just immature. So that's a label that he has to overcome.
He's got some growing up to do. Definitely needs to be a bit more professional. But you see the skill set, and you think, hey, 20 years old, there's going to be some mistakes made along the way. Not everybody can come in and be a Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or a Kevin Garnett. Sometimes it takes guys a little bit longer.
He also had some conditioning and weight issues when he came in out of college. Jason Thompson throwing Grant Hill to the side. Ball's knocked loose. Nash came away with it. Here comes Grant Hill with Garcia to beat. Goes right to the cup. Garcia got a piece of it.
He was still dazed from the body slam he took from Thompson. He was able to elevate up to the rim like he generally tries to slam on guys, catch them off guard.
DeMarcus Cousins playing like a point guard, but an air ball launched by Omri Caspi. Grant Hill still does not have a field goal in this game. Does have 4 free throws. Carter off the mark, tip back. Vince gets it back, and now Nash trying to calm things down and wait for the screen from Marcin Gortat. Grant Hill lopes into the lane, contact, no whistle. Petrus for 3. Gortat, offensive rebound. There must be some water on the floor as he falls over backwards, some moisture.
Lucky he was not hurt on that play.
They should stop play. There's no doubt. There's a wet spot.
Yeah, sweep that up.
And then Gortat is fouled by Jason Thompson, and one of the reasons why I think they needed to stop play, and now they're going to finally mop up the floor.
This is a nice job working over here for this offensive rebound. You can see those Nikes just go right out from underneath him as there's something slick on the floor, whether it be sweat from the player crashing down. Maybe when Grant went down on the previous trip down the floor, wasn't mopped up really well, and lucky Gortat didn't twist a knee or an ankle on that play.
A very dangerous situation for Gortat, who will make his way to the line. Both teams having trouble shooting the ball tonight so far. The Suns under 40% at 39.5, and Sacramento under 30% at 28.9. Gortat offline on the first. He missed a couple of free throws in that game against Detroit, but 4 games with the Suns, averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds. This is a guy, too, who signed a free agent deal 2 summers ago with the Dallas Mavericks. It was matched by Orlando, but Dallas wasn't the only team that wanted the services of Gortat. Houston came calling, too. They actually had a big tweeting campaign trying to convince Gortat to sign with the Rockets, so he is a coveted big man in the league.
Tweet. That's what I'm going to do. That's my new thing for 2011. I'm going to get a little tweeter action going this year.
Ramming into Gortat is DeMarcus Cousins. Offensive foul taken by Marcin.
Yeah, nice job. We talked about the way Cousins moves his feet, but I think Gortat is equally good at sliding his feet as well for a 7'4". Gets over there and measures the distance and the speed of Cousins,
who picks up his 3rd personal foul. He will have to head to the bench. He leads the Kings in scoring with 11. The Suns are led by Steve Nash, who has 10 points and 7 assists. Two-man game with Gortat, fouled again. Got to start knocking down those free throws, though.
He really has. He's done a nice job in this pick-and-roll situation. It's the reason why Alvin Gentry's been able to keep Lopez with his 2 fouls on that bench. Gortat's done such a nice job off the pine.
Well, he comes in off the pine, but he's been logging many more minutes than Robin Lopez. Over the last 3 games, Scotty, Gortat averaging 31 minutes, Lopez just 12. He is not starting yet for the Suns, but seeing a whole lot more action than their starting center, Robin Lopez. Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
That was my thing as a player. I didn't care if I started. I wanted to be out there when the game was on the line. You put me in there, some quality minutes, or in the fourth quarter. I love that action.
Sacramento coughs it up. Inside of a minute to go. Petrus looked like there was some contact in the corner as he tried to quickly fire for 3. And here come the Kings, trailing by 6.
See, I thought that was a slow motion release. I thought he took him forever to try to get that shot off and allowed the Kings players to close down that distance to block the shot.
Udrih has been very quiet. Starting role, does not have a field goal. Carl Landry in and out. Taken away by Josh Childress.
Well, the Suns, one thing, they haven't scored the ball particularly well themselves, only shooting 38% from the field, but their defense has been absolutely fantastic. Holding the Kings to 13 of 46 shooting, 28.3%.
But they're being out-rebounded 33-19 and then pounded on the offensive glass. Here's Gortat and Nash again, bucket and 1. The new tandem with the Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash and Marcin Gortat.
I'll tell you, Baldy loves it. He loves playing with Steve Nash. He says, all I have to do is set a quality pick. Are you kidding me? And then roll to the basket, and this guy's going to get me the ball. I absolutely love it.
The Polish finisher with Steve Nash. 7-0 move for the Suns to end this first half. 6.1 to go. Gortat sinks the free toss. The lead is 9. Evans taking his time, driving on Childress. Final seconds. And not enough time for Beno Udrih, and the Suns hold the Kings to 39 points, scoring in the first half.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job finishing out that half. After a slow start to the second quarter, really built up speed. Everybody got involved on the defensive end, and the offense started to click a little pick and roll with Nash and Gortat.
Kings shoot just 28% from the field. Gortat leads the way. 11 points off the bench. Nash, his 2-man partner, has 10 for the Suns. Stick around. Kevin Ray and Tom Chambers back in Phoenix with the Toyota Halftime Report. You are watching Phoenix Suns basketball presented by Casino Arizona. David Hughes, Eddie Dean, and ML Freitag in the truck here in Sacramento. Suns leading the Kings 48-39. Tom Leander back with Scott Williams. I was reading the game preview today in the local paper, the Sacramento Bee, and they called the Suns defense porous.
Yeah, they sure did.
Don't they know this is a new year and a new defense?
Absolutely. They really have picked it up defensively, just holding the Kings at 28% shooting in that first half.
28% for Sacramento, and then you look at what Detroit did, scoring only 75 points in the last game against the Suns. They give up just the 39 points here in the first half as we go inside the box score with Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. We take a look at the numbers for Steve Nash. He and DeMarcus Cousins, too. They were the 2 stars for each of their squads. And then you talk about Marcin Gortat and what he was able to accomplish coming in off the bench for the Suns. But Nash hit all 4 of his shots from the field, 10 points, 8 assists. DeMarcus Cousins went 5 of 8. He had 11 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds.
I really love the way both of those guys play, but I love the way the Suns backcourt together played. 7 of 13 shooting, but also on the defensive side of that, they held Tyreke Evans and Udrih to 0 for 9 shooting, just 2 points. So doing a nice job really managing both the offense and the defense as the Suns backcourt.
You know, we've talked about Tyreke Evans, too, the plantar fasciitis that he's been going through and the fact that he's almost day-to-day when it comes to each and every game here for the Sacramento Kings. But he also acknowledged recently that he's dealing with a family issue that has affected his play on the court. The fact that he doesn't even have a field goal after the first 2 quarters, and his numbers have dipped this year from his Rookie of the Year season. Numbers not dipping for Nash, hitting all 4 of his shots. Grant Hill, though, playing in his 900th career game, still looking for his first field goal. He'd have 4 free throws, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists in the first 2 quarters. They go to Cousins, who lays it home.
He's a big, strong, rugged guy down there. He caught that basketball. Notice he put that ball right to his chest. He didn't drop it down low, didn't put it on the floor. Chested the ball as Vince Carter comes down to take a swipe on it. It's absolutely no effect on the ball whatsoever as he lays it in.
Carter pounds it inside, and a goaltending call on Cousins. Give the hoop to Vince Carter, who had 6 points in the first half, now has 8. And you talk a lot about, too, closing quarters, closing halves strongly. The Suns ended that first half on a 13-2 run. They scored the final 8 points of the second period.
Yeah, runs are great. Momentum's even better. And you have that momentum going into the locker room. It just makes for a nice feel in there. Guys are really talking about the game. They're feeling good about themselves and how they're helping the team overall success.
Offensive foul on Cousins, trying to force the issue in against Grant Hill.
Wow, that's going to be his 4th. Yeah, he got that cheapie at the end of the first half, and I didn't think that Westy should have had him out there on the floor, but he was going so well, so now to pick up that quick 4th one, he's really hamstrung in how aggressive he can be. Let's see if the young player can play without picking up another foul here in these next few minutes.
And make a lot of sense that the Suns attacked him at the offensive end. Vince Carter isolated against Francisco Garcia. Reached in. Suns get it over to Robin Lopez, who is offline, and here come the Kings. Robin Lopez played just 7 minutes in the first half. Had 1 field goal and a couple of rebounds, giving way to Gortat. Inside power move for Jason Thompson.
Well, you gotta realize Cousins now, every time he catches that ball in the high post, he's looking for the diagonal down low pass. He has been right on the money now with his 4th assist in this game.
Suns come into this game 6-10 on the road. A foul out on the perimeter. And it will go on Beno Udrih of the Kings. And you mentioned the numbers for the starting backcourt. Evans and Udrih, neither one has a field goal so far in the game. Cousins forced to sit with that personal foul number 4 that he picked up here in the 3rd. Sits down with the 13 points. 10 on the shot clock for Nash. Suns come in averaging 107 points per game, 48% from the field. Spinning Vince Carter went to the left hand. And cleared by Jason Thompson. A foul in the backcourt. Hold on. I thought it was on Vince Carter. We're going to get a traveling violation. So credit Vince Carter.
Yeah, I mean, you can credit him and also you can blame him. He went in there with kind of a wild, twisty, left-handed shot that he tried to spin high off the glass. But he makes up by that by jumping right in the path of the player with the basketball and caused them to walk.
Suns have taken great care of the basketball. Only 4 turnovers so far, 12 committed by the Kings. Vince Carter against a double team. He was sent away, and here comes Udrih on the push. Gets it over to Tyreke Evans. Went over the top of Grant Hill. Came down hard. Landry with the hoop. And check on Tyreke Evans. He is a bull. He bounced up after taking a hard fall to the floor. And there's Carl Landry, who picks up now his 2nd field goal in 8 attempts.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you just say, I'm just going to fly in here. If I can't get the hoop, I'm going to try to get it off to one of my teammates who can. And you're coming from behind, and you've got a 6-win season. I think you have to play all out like that, even playing hurt and giving up your body for some more pain is trying to get that assist.
And you have to say Sacramento has a spirited effort here tonight. They have 7 new players on their roster this season. They have 8 players that are 24 years of age or younger. It's now a 4-point game. Next up for the Suns and Nash, the 3-game homestand. Nash curls around the screen. Robin Lopez, boy, he needs that shot to fall. He needs more minutes, more production. He needs to bring that energy on the defensive end as well. Udrih cut off by Grant Hill. They reach in and a poke away from Vince Carter. Good defense from Vince, and the Suns have possession, leading by 4. Nash, quick 3, got it absolutely for Steve Nash. He still has not missed a shot from the field.
Yeah, that's playing against a young team right there. There's not a team in the league that lets Steve Nash dribble into that 3-point shot like the Sacramento Kings just did. His eyes lit up like a kid on Christmas, seeing an opportunity to knock down that 3-point shot.
Suns downloaded 12 threes in the win over Detroit. They are now 3 of 14 from far away. Tyreke Evans with his first field goal in 7 attempts. Comes in averaging 17 points on the season. Nash in the corner lost the handle, and The double team pressure from Landry and Udrich forcing the Suns' 5th turnover, and Nash comes limping away.
Yeah, he took a knee to the thigh. That's not going to feel good. Anytime those big guys hit you with a bony knee rather right in your thigh. I'm not sure if Nash wears those little protective pants.
Back cut for Francisco Garcia, and Udrich found him.
Oh boy, just when you thought the Suns had the momentum coming into the locker room, it seems like the Kings are being the more aggressive team, and they got the momentum.
The aggression of Steve Nash, bucket and one. And again hobbling away.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I think they went knee on knee there. Udrich is down in pain too. It's like his left knee bumped into Steve's knee, and both of Nash trying to walk it off, and Udrich's down on the floor. Look at it one more time here. You can see that. It looks like Steve's left knee comes and catches the inside of Udrich's knee there. That's the one that kills. It's not the one that hits right on. It's the one that gets you on the inside there, and really takes a long time for that dullness and that pain to go away. He should be fine, but it's going to be in a little bit of pain for a while.
Finally helped up off the floor, now toward the Sacramento bench. Well, Caron Butler sustained what appears to be a serious knee injury with the Dallas Mavericks last night. There's a possibility he could be out for the year in that loss to Milwaukee. Dirk Nowitzki is out with a sprained right knee for Dallas. Shawn Marion could be back in the starting lineup, but hopefully Udrich will be okay. Nash trying to complete the three-point play and does.
Speaking of knees, it looks like Robin Lopez. I don't remember him having that knee brace on in the first half. He got his knee crushed into by Jared Dudley in Los Angeles earlier in the year against the Lakers game, but now he's back out there. He's got a wrap on his knee as well.
Comes over to help defensively on Jason Thompson for that feathery touch. Thompson in double figures with 10. 3 Kings have scored so far in double figures. Cousins with 13, 10 for Garcia, and 10 for Thompson. Back to a 4-point Suns lead.
The Kings this quarter after such a poor first half, 6 of 6 from the field.
Nash shut down by Thompson, finds Robin Lopez. Head fake and the crush. Rockin' Robin is back, at least for the moment.
He was rocking the rim on that particular play. I'm talking about a knee injury. He said, my knee's just fine, Big Will. Watch me throw this one down.
Oh, that is good to see for Suns fans. 6-point lead, 58-52 with 7.5 to go. Tyreke Evans.
Look at
says many times, too, he fades on his shot. That's been a problem with Tyreke, and one of the reasons why he's shooting just 38% from the field. Nash, 2-man game with Robin Lopez. The pass was tipped and goes out of bounds. Paul Westphal is livid right now along the sidelines, usually very mild-mannered. I think he's delivering a message. You know, one of the players is Zach Zarba, the official.
Yeah, he's up. He's working the officials. He knows that's part of the NBA landscape. I mean, you don't want to get the technical foul, but got to let them know you're out there to fight for your players.
It has to be so frustrating for Paul Westphal. Just 6 wins, had 25 last year in his first season as head coach. Grant Hill now 0-3 from the field.
They're going to struggle to get to 25 this year.
Another trip to the lottery, quite possibly. Carl Landry on the turnaround. Thompson battling inside, but an over the back. Vince Carter comes away from that fray holding his face. Very physical here in the third.
Guys getting knees. Francisco Garza was grabbing his wrist the last trip down the floor. Look at Carter takes one upside the noggin on that particular play. He got hit around the eyebrow, nose area. He's grabbing his face.
Or that tenacious offensive rebounding effort that Sacramento has seen all season. Grant Hill finds a slicing Petrus. Out to Vince Carter for 3. Down it goes for Vince.
Well, that's not the way Grant dreamt up getting the hockey assist that particular time. He lost the handle. The ball kind of slid up off his back, but nice job. Swinging the ball from the right side of the floor resulted in a 3-point bucket.
Carter, who came into this game 4 of 12 3-point shooting for the Suns in his first couple of games, and now it's Garcia looking for a 3. Carter's in double figures with 11. Grant Hill cut off along the baseline by Jason Thompson. 6'10" player, very long, agile, able to stay in front of Grant Hill. Both players go down hard. Here comes Tyreke, right into the gut of the Suns defense.
Oh, the freak. He looked like he was going to go to his right, so Nash plays him to his right, but a little hippity hop step works his way back towards the center of the rim, and lays that thing in featherly soft. I tell you what, beautiful play by Evans, even with a bad foot.
That was a different offense for Sacramento here in the third quarter. Their shooting now for the game is up to 36%. Grant Hill pumps it in from the corner. Finally, a field goal for Grant Hill in career game number 900.
That's what you need. Back-to-back threes. Once Carter, once Hill. Good job by the two veterans.
That is his sweet spot in shooting the threes from the corner. Hill has 7 points for the Suns. Jason Thompson to a slicing Garcia, puts it up, and earns a ticket to the line. We'll get a timeout with 5:26 to go. When we come back, it will be Francisco Garcia at the line for two. Meanwhile, Grant Hill lighting up the three.
Yeah, easy money from right along the baseline. Beautiful.
Point attempts, the Kia card. Brought to you by Kia Motors, proud partner of the Phoenix Suns. And we take a look at Grant Hill, game number 900 in his career, the 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA selection, a medical marvel. That left foot completely reconstructed. Telling me he's got 6 screws and a plate put in there. Had the near-fatal staph infection after one of the surgeries. Has missed only 1 game in the past 2+ seasons. Alvin Gentry, Suns head coach, calling him the Michael Cooper of the Suns defensively, covering all the stars around the league. Of course, Grant has given a lot of credit to Aaron Nelson, the Suns training staff, for his recent rejuvenation over the past few years. But he also wanted to point out the role that Arnie Kinder in Detroit, their strength and conditioning coach, played. He is still there, but he was the one, Arnie apparently, that taught Grant the mechanics of running early in his career, and why Grant so many times looks like an Olympic sprinter out on the floor.
He really does have great form on that wing, and his initial burst is which is so impressive at his age, and he gets that initial burst, catches a lot of these younger players off guard, and is able to gain advantage.
Finally, the monkey off his back after the playoffs last year, winning his first series in the first round against Portland, and then helping the Suns sweep San Antonio. Suns shooting 42% right now from the field. That 10-point lead down to 9. Francisco Garcia and the Kings have been lethal free throw shooting, 13 of 15 so far. Fox Sports Arizona brings you the games that matter most and is proud to be the local television home of the Phoenix Suns. And for more information about the Suns, log on to foxsportsarizona.com. A dozen now for Garcia, and the lead is down to 8. Suns are 11 of 13 free throw shooting, 14 of 16 now for Sacramento. Dudley on the floor, coming in off the bench along with Marcin Gortat. Grant Hill, double team pressure, skip pass to Petrus with 3 on the shot clock, too deep.
Pretty good defense that time by the Kings. It's kind of an amoeba man-to-man zone defense, with everybody just kind of gambling in a position type of area. It was very effective.
And that was something that Alvin Gentry and the Suns staff was working on in practice the other day, an amoeba or chameleon type defense, where they will actually start in a man-to-man and switch to a zone mid-possession.
Yeah, you started in your man where you're at, but your area becomes the area in which you begin the defensive possession.
Thompson rolls, met at the top by Gortat, but a foul on Marcin, and 2 free throws coming.
Hey, Gortat does a pretty good job getting his hand on the body. I think it's the fact that Thompson's able to get to Gortat's body is what he gets whistled for. Take a look at it one more time here. You can see it met at the top pretty good, but they're kind of belly to belly, and that's what he gets whistled for, that body contact.
And the 24-year-old Jason Thompson comes up short on the first, averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds coming into this game. A 62% free throw shooter, which is surprising because of his soft touch.
He does have a nice touch and a good release. I think it's confidence with him when he steps to the line. You see, that one was true.
Last night in the loss in Denver, Thompson had 17 points, 7 rebounds, hit 8 of his 9 shots from the field. He cuts this game down to 7.
Good from a man Dudley to get something going here. He's been playing too well offensively. He's been too quiet tonight.
Missing 4 of his 5 shots, 5 on the shot clock. Grant Hill rising up. And now it's Tyreke Evans. Grant just not able to find the range.
Hasn't been Hill's night. Just 1 of 6. You got the 4 free throws to give him 7 points. But his 1 field goal, believe it or not, is a 3-point shot for a guy that's not shooting well on the evening.
Exactly. Thompson, his miss, almost corralled by Carl Landry. And we had 4 offensive rebounds in that first half. Here comes Grant on the push. And a goaltending call. Jason Thompson better be careful. He almost picked up his second tech. That definitely appeared to hit the glass first, and that's a clear-cut goaltend.
This is what we talk about, the one on the wing. Now, remember that Grant was the one that got that rebound. He got his 5th rebound, and on that possession, he beats 4 Kings back down the floor to get that layup off the glass before someone has a chance to react to get the goaltending call.
And that's where Grant is at his best in that full sprint. Baby hook from Carl Landry. Part of that deal with the Houston Rockets that sent Kevin Martin to Houston last season.
I'm a little nervous in this game right now. I know it seems like the Suns are in control, but if you look at the score, they're not up that much.
How about that pass? Steve Nash, no-look bounce feed to a slicing Grant Hill.
Wow, double-double once again for Nash. 16 points and one beautiful assist right there to give him 11 assists on the evening.
Just another dazzler from 2 times. 68-59. Off the mark was Garcia. Nash already that double-double. We talk about the 11 assists, the 16 points, not missing from the field or the free throw line.
He likes playing against the Kings. He almost had a triple-double in that first game. He had 4 rebounds early in the 4th quarter and couldn't get 3 more rebounds, but he did a nice job in that game as well, but really scoring the basketball and dishing it.
And another gorgeous feed from MV Steve. Take another look, setting up Grant Hill.
Oh, so pretty. Just drop it off and let you cut it right down the lane. Party Suite, those are a lot of fun.
Call 602-379-7850 for more information on this unique opportunity. Register your child ages 10 to 16 to be the room store court kid at any Valley Room Store location. He or she could win tickets to a game, an on-court picture with a gorilla. Visit the room store locations for entry forms and details for more Suns event. And promo information, log on to suns.com/promotions. Time for tonight's Laser Pass, sponsored by Schwartz Laser Eye Centers. TeamEyeDoc.com. See the best that you can see. I think we just saw this, Scotty.
Yeah, it's so nice, though. Why not look at it again? Drive to the middle and just with an eye that pops out of his ear hole. He catches Grant in that left ear hole as Grant slips down the lane and lays that ball in the hole. I tell you what, beautiful 2-man game there by Nash and Mr. Hill.
And no blood so far between the Suns and Kings in the 3rd quarter, each with 20 points so far. And we didn't know which defense we would see. The one that gave up 123 to the Philadelphia 76ers a few nights ago, or the one that held the Pistons to 75. That's a difference of 48 points in those 2 games. And Suns right now, their defense is siding with the defense that we saw against Detroit.
Well, I think that Alvin Gentry really jumped his team that gave up all those points to the Philadelphia 76ers, or lack thereof defense. And he got after them in practice, challenged them to be more physical, extended practice, worked on more 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, breaking down different types of defenses where the guys could feel more comfortable communicating with one out there, so they knew each other are going to do. And it's definitely that showed in their last ball game, and so far tonight really has showed as well, holding the Kings to just 35% shooting.
It's a meaner defense and a meaner look when you see it, the scruff that Gortat has, and now the new beard from Steve Nash, even our own Scott Williams going with the growth on the chin. It's all part of that new attitude around the Suns. And away from the play, and the foul will be whistled on, I believe it's Petrus.
I can see Steve Nash. He's letting a little growth come out. I'm trying to get a little, it's mean mugging. Sometimes you have to change your attitude by changing your way you look a little bit, changing your personality. I think you can act yourself into a new way of thinking more than you can think yourself into a new way of acting. So these guys are out here, they're trying to scrap and claw. They're picking up some personal fouls, but at least they're trying.
Yeah, whatever works for the Suns. Tough shot on the baseline from Garcia, who had arched that over the side of the backboard. But the Suns coming into this game having lost 8 of their last 11. They are 2-4 since the deal with the Magic. And the Kings are just hanging around within 8. Suns cannot put them away. Their biggest lead has been 10.
And this is why I worry, because Nash is going to the bench for his general rest probably at the end of this quarter.
Oh, how about that beauty from Steve Nash?
Yeah, and what are you going to do when you don't have that out there? His playmaking ability for himself and to set up others. Goran Dragic, when he came into the game that early stretch in the second quarter, he didn't really lead this team, and the Kings were able to come back. So we need to build that lead up, so when Nash goes to the bench, you have a little cushion.
What a superb shot from Nash. Going to that left hand, a high arching offering off the glass. Petrus sandwiched back there. And now here comes Nash.
Cousins lucky he didn't pick up his 5th foul on that play at going after Petrus.
Nash step back, launches, connects. Perfect 8 of 8 shooting, 20 points, 11 assists. You're right, he tears up this Kings team.
I think he's showing off for his little girls. They probably said, Daddy, we don't want you to miss tonight. And he's going out here and just really putting on a clinic on how to distribute and shoot the basketball. All you young point guards, all you young basketball players, watch the way this guy plays the game.
Soft touch from a fading Francisco Garcia. That last game between the Suns and the Kings, when Nash had 28 points, 14 assists. Paul Westphal said he wanted to stand up and cheer. He would have if he wasn't sitting on the opposing bench. He had all sorts of compliments for Nash. So he is just one of the all-time geniuses at the point guard position in the NBA. Gortat cradles the board.
Nice job by Gortat in this game. We mentioned the 4-6 shooting, but he's also played some good defense and grabbed 4 boards.
There's Dudley, step back, offensive rebound, Steve Nash. 4th rebound. 10 seconds separating the clocks in the latter stages of the 3rd quarter.
Nash has walked 30 minutes in this game, and I want to say 26 to 27 of his minutes have been flawless basketball.
Dudley will try again from 3. Not able to find that touch. Dudley's 1 of 7 shooting. The Suns 5 of 19 from far away. Final 5 seconds. Into the hands of their youngster, Tyreke Evans. A pull in on Nash to Cousins to beat the buzzer and drills it to end the 3rd quarter.
Is that a 3 or a 2? Looked like a 2-point shot. He does have 1 3 on the season, but that one was inside the arc. But very nice job by Cousins coming back off this bench and knocking one down. But look at Steve Nash, Captain Fantastic here tonight.
And more fantastic numbers and performances from Steve Nash. Cousins hits that last shot to end the 3rd quarter. Nash and the Suns will take an 8-point lead to the 4th. You're watching Suns basketball, presented by Casino Arizona. The first meeting between these two teams in November in downtown Phoenix. Nash just dissecting this King squad.
Yeah, the King of Canada has just been able to do it all. And look back to this November 12th game. We had that 28 points, 14 assists, 7 rebound effort. And that was a beautiful thing, a thing of beauty. But, I mean, even here tonight, 10-point 3rd quarter, he goes off. And this really goes all John Nash.
That's his
John
dad.
Stockton.
His dad's actually a pretty good soccer player. He could go John Nash.
Yeah, with 11 assists in this basketball game so far. He'll get a little rest so he can come back and finish strong if you got Goran Dragic back out here to replace him.
It's a critical time for the Suns without Nash, and they go to Channing Frye to begin the 4th quarter.
All right, Channing Frye, I tell you what, nice for him to show up. He was really struggling in that first half. He gets his first field goal on a little baby hook, right-hand hook.
And our first look at the rookie, Pooh Jeter. The 27-year-old Pooh Jeter, a point guard, 5'11". From the baseline, let it fly. Here comes Goran Dragic. He has Tyreke Evans to beat. Takes it up. Tipping is Dudley. It rolls off. Pooh Jeter out there with Tyreke Evans, Carl Landry, Omri Caspi, and DeMarcus Cousins. Westphal likes to have Jeter out there for a 3rd ball handler. They cough it up. Dragic the other way, hands it off to Jared Dudley for the finishing touch.
Part of me wanted Jared Dudley to slam that basketball, as it would have been a nice little dish there by Dragic being unselfish. Definitely would have made a highlight reel, but take the sheer 2 points on the road.
And the biggest lead now for the Suns, up a dozen, 77-65. Gortat defensively on Cousins, who throws it away. A few turnovers to begin the 4th quarter. Good defense from this unit for Phoenix. Dudley over to Gortat. Paul Westphal is going to call a quick 20-second timeout, unraveling quickly for the Kings. They've had meltdowns like this in the 4th quarter before.
Apparently, I was worried for nothing because this group has come in here and done a job defensively. It's leading to some easy offense for them.
6-0 Suns to begin the 4th quarter. And the turnover fest has begun for the Kings, who have given it away 15 times, resulting in 14 points for Phoenix.
Oh, I like this. First Channing Frye with the baby hook. The Dragic is unselfish. The Jared Dudley who lays one in. And then I like this one right here because Dudley keeps his head up and then really is able to fight off the defense, gets the defense to come to him, and then drips the ball over to Gortat, who's able to go in the reverse mode there with that left hand. He's very good with both right and left hands around the basket.
Plus 10 points off turnovers in favor of the Suns. But it has to be so frustrating for Paul Westphal. His team was closing in, was there to begin the fourth quarter. The Suns never had a lead bigger than 10 over the first 3 periods. But for Sacramento, they're here at home to host the Hawks on Tuesday, then a rematch with the Nuggets, who they played last night in Denver. Then for Westphal and company, off on a 6-game road trip to the East Coast. And they're just 2-10 away from home this season.
I'm really impressed with the way the Suns have shared the basketball. I mean, the defense has been fantastic, but really have shared the ball tonight. Already 20 assists in this basketball game, and even some of the shots that they've had that they have not scored on, they've been pretty passive as well.
Dudley hangs with Tyreke Evans. Look at the long arms of DeMarcus Cousins. He is all arms inside. A 7'5" wingspan.
Well, that was the best thing that happened to the Suns when he had to go to the bench when he picked up that 4th foul. As the Suns were able to kind of go inside and get some opportunities for an inside-out game.
Try off the back iron. Tipped over to Omri Caspi. Suns 43% from the field, 37% for Sacramento. On the roll, it's Landry. Off bounds, awkward shot, goes out of bounds, and Phoenix will have it.
But that was an awkward shot because of pretty good defense. He cut down that initial drive of Landry, who's got that strong right-hand dribble, and forced him back to something that he's not comfortable doing. That's the kind of defense that you want. You don't always have to get a steal or a block shot. Just force a guy into a tough shot.
Channing Frye was wide left. It's been an off shooting night for Frye, along with Carl Landry, who's just 3 of 11 from the field. Kings led by DeMarcus Cousins, who has the ball. He has 17 points. Suns have been stung by some rookies this season. Evan Turner with Philadelphia, and of course Blake Griffin of the Clippers. Suns let Evans fly from the outside, and he has struggled with his shot mightily. 2 of 12.
You got to think with that injury on the second night of a back-to-back, he's really going to be hard-pressed. If Gortat's able to get another pick-and-roll opportunity, but just couldn't get it to drop.
Partially blocked by Cousins. Caspi had a solid first half. Cousins rams over Gortat. No call. Alvin Gentry with his arms outstretched, wondering where's the whistle.
It could have been a foul either way, but I like that spin move by Cousins. Once again, showing you some good footwork.
Dragic tripped up. Come on, knocked it over to Frye, who finds Vince Carter free for 3 in the corner.
Oh, Vince Carter, that's what, his second 3-point shot tonight. He had the 3 3-point shots the other night against the Pistons and now drops this one down.
4 Suns scoring in double figures. Nash leading the way with 20, 14 for Gortat, and Vince Carter 11 for Grant Hill. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Frye defensively trying to stay in front of Carl Landry. And we'll get a timeout with 8:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Suns holding on to a 13-point lead. They have led pretty much the entire way. And we'll take the break here from Arco Arena, where Vince Carter let it fly and hits rock bottom. Lead has been 14, currently up 13 here in the fourth from Sacramento. Time for tonight's Flyby, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book a business select fare at southwest.com and fly through airport lines with Flyby priority lane access. A Blue Devil to a Tar Heel.
Yeah, little Tobacco Road, baby. Little Tobacco Road. I love this one right here. Durham to Chapel Hill. Nice combination.
That's where they play basketball, real college basketball, and those guys right there know how to play the two-man game.
You know, I was asking Vince, too, before the game, his little Harley move with his wrists after he dunks many times. Where that came from? He's like, oh, I've been doing that for years. Started in New Jersey. No real explanation behind it. Just it's part of his trademark.
But where did he get it before he had it?
He
started doing it in New
Jersey. He had his game face on.
No, he was ready. Okay, he was
exactly. Ask him about the plane on the way home.
Game mode. I'll ask him over the card table tonight. I want more information about the motorcycle. What do you call those things? The throttle.
There you go.
The throttle, right?
The accelerator?
Yeah, a little throttle. Not accelerator.
Handlebar? I don't know.
I think it's throttle. Hughes is throttle. Hughes says it's throttle. It's throttle. We're going with throttle. Maybe it's throttling the opponents, or he's hitting the gas. He's going to take off. It's got to be something.
It's got to be something.
We'll find out more information. We'll get back to you.
The rocket power. He still has some good lift. And his birthday is coming up later this month, and he will turn 34 on January 26th. There you have it. The Lakers and Knicks coming up in downtown Phoenix. The Knicks over the Pacers today, by the way, 98-92. In town on Friday. Amare had 26. Gallinari, though, went down with a knee sprain in the fourth quarter. Did not return, but they're saying it is not serious. And he hopes to play on Tuesday.
Yeah, Randy Felton's doing a good job leading the Knicks as well, and he'll be in action. You get some tickets available on Suns.com. I mean, get down. If you've not been to a Suns game this year, they are so fun. I told you I had that party suite for the 76ers game. I some people in from Wisconsin, entertain them. I mean, what a blast. Get down to UPS. I got football on my brain. Get on down to US Airways Center and check out a game.
You're a good friend to have. Get a party suite, downtown Phoenix. Man, you know how to have a good time. DeMarcus Cousins has been having a pretty good time. And then is sent away by Gortat.
Yeah.
The Polish rejection.
Yeah, that's one of those gifts you don't like. You send it away. You say, nah, I don't want this one. I'm get it up out of here. That is rejected. Good job. I told you, Gortat, he's been rebounding the basketball well, but he's also been playing solid defense by moving his feet and clogging that lane and getting that occasional block shot.
Suns have that new presence inside. It remains to be seen if he might even enter the starting lineup at some point. Alvin Gentry would not commit to that. He still likes having Robin Lopez in there and bringing Gortat in off the bench along with Goran Dragic. Goran much more comfortable on the floor too, and Channing Frye is out there, and a reach-in foul against Phoenix. The clock will stop with 7:05 to go.
Hey, well, that's going to be just a team foul. That's going to be side out of bounds. So you talk and say, well, maybe that's a foul, but that's a good foul because they had Grant Hill in a bad way. So Jared Dudley hustles over there and commits a foul. Some fouls are good fouls.
Boo Jeter over to Carl Landry. 3 seconds. Jeter not looking to score. Dishes instead to Garcia. Puts it on the floor. Rises up on Gortat, who helped alter the shot. And then on the release, down goes Cousins. And he'll head to the line.
Well, I tell you, Vince Carter was down there with an alligator in Cousins, and he got full crocodile bite. Wait, alligators, crocodiles, they got all kind of swamp things working down here. But this man is strong down there and long around the basket. We've seen Grant Hill get into a tussle down there before with him and got the worse for wear. And this time, Vince Carter wasn't able to keep him off the board, and he picked up that another O board. But Alvin Gentry, I think, is sensing it's time to try to close these Kings down, and he gets Nash back in the game, who hasn't missed from the field.
The Suns have been mauled on the boards. A 51-30 rebounding advantage for Sacramento. And still holding on to a 9-point lead. They led by 10 after the first quarter, and they outscored the Kings 27-17. Suns were up by 9 at halftime and up by 8 heading here to the fourth quarter. Take the ball out of Nash's hands. 10 on the shot clock. Going against Jeter. Now jumping out is Caspi. Grant Hill finds a wide open Vince Carter for 3. Got it. Absolutely for Vince Carter, who now has 17 points.
Nice job sharing the basketball that time. Use the entire 24-second shot clock, and you get yourself a 3-point bucket to boot.
Carter in his first 2 games was averaging 18.5. 17 so far. DeMarcus Cousins with a 17-footer. That is a new career high, a rookie high for Cousins. 23 on 10 of 15 shooting. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, but he's playing with the 5 personal fouls. Grant Hill takes the feed from Steve Nash. Grant didn't even realize how open he was. Nash had to feed it to him for him to realize it.
Yeah, it almost hit him in his body, but Grant's quick reactions, he's able to get his hands on it. All he has to do is go up and dunk it. Nash with 12. Now, a dozen assists for Steve Nash.
Even when you're not looking to score, you might score when you're playing alongside Nash. Jeter sticks it from deep. Only the second made 3 for the Kings tonight. 2 of 10 from behind the line. Nash over to Gortat. Pulls back, front iron, and rebounded by Garcia. So they're saying that was actually a 2-pointer for Jeter, not a 3. Garcia drives on Carter, rams him in the chest, but it's a blocking call on Vince.
Yeah, Vince a half step too slow on that particular play.
And we'll get the break here. 5:06 to go in the fourth quarter. Hey, Grant, you're open. But Suns news today as one of their big men, Garrett Seiler, was sent to the D-League, headed to Iowa. Needs a little work on his offensive skills. But Alvin Gentry likes the potential of Garrett Seiler, so that is a kid that'll come in and pound you. And you add that to Lopez and Marcin Gortat, as Gani Lawal was the first to head to the D-League earlier this season, but is on the active roster, has not seen minutes tonight, and neither has Hakeem Warwick. Josh Childress has played just under 9 minutes. He came in early because of some foul difficulty for the Suns. The Kings now, as a squad, 19 of 23 free throw shooting. Take a look at Hakeem Warwick and Josh Childress. And Alvin Gentry expressed to us, it's not about what they have or haven't done on the court. It's just a matter that when they've had the opportunity, they have come through, but he's got to try to shorten up that rotation right now.
We got to get wins. The only way to sometimes get those wins is to play the hot players. You play too many players and no one gets a chance to get into a good rhythm. Grant Hill's not able to make that one go down on the baseline.
Jeter on the move, runs over Nash. Inside, it's Garcia cleaning up.
My goodness.
The scrappy Kings team.
17 offensive rebounds for this Kings team. That averages a little over 13 per ball game. They've done a number on the boards tonight. It's kept them right in this basketball game. They find themselves down 8 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play.
10 boards for Garcia. He has a double-double and 18 points. And the 10 caroms. This one cleared by Carl Landry. This game far from over. 4:10 to go. Cousins with a skip pass in the vision to find Omri Caspi. Here come the Kings. 5-point game.
I tell you what, Paul Westphal, he's impressed me. You realize Tyreke Evans didn't have it tonight. He made a difference. He called a different number, and it's paying off for him tonight.
Forget the 23 points for Cousins. 6 assists and 7 rebounds. Petrus went for the rebuttal. Jeter up ahead. Garcia. Quick 18-footer. Got it. Oh, my goodness. Timeout, Alvin Gentry.
They just got hit with a sledgehammer coming out of that timeout break.
9-0 surge for the Kings to put themselves right back in this one. A 27-year-old rookie as their point guard, doing it without Tyreke Evans, without Beno Udrih. The Drive is brought to you by Checker O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Steve Nash just doing his thing against the Kings.
And says, hey, rookie, let me make you a jersey chaser, get you in on this baseline here 25 feet away from the basket, then put it and drive him all the way and back it under the reverse. Goes high up off the glass. What a game for Steve Nash. But you know what? We talked about this Kings team not being able to finish the final 5 minutes. Well, they've looked pretty good. That last little minute and 90-second stretch, or minute and 30-second stretch, but have the Suns now answer the momentum surge by the Sacramento Kings.
Nash exploring, finally gets it over to Vince Carter. Soft touch on the baseline for Marcin Gortat. 16 points for Gortat.
He's been everything off the bench tonight. I mean, there's been no Dudley, there's been no Fry, no Childress, no Dragic. It's been Gortat off that bench doing it all. 16 big points.
Ended a 9-0 run by Sacramento. Back to a 5-point lead. Jeter, who spent last season playing in Spain and Israel, has 3 assists here in the quarter.
Got a rebound
on that shot and another offensive rebound.
That's number 19. Make that 18 offensive rebounds for the Sacramento Kings.
DeMarcus Cousins, very confident, cocky rookie. Almost tripped up, 5 on the shot clock for Pooh Jeter. Look at the story of this game, helping to revive the Kings. Undrafted player coming out of the University of Portland. Casspi hits the floor. The Suns want to get over to Vince Carter. Weaving through defenders. Now it's Nash. Using the Gortat screen. Pass deflected. Grant Hill rising up, in and out. Tough break. Rebounded by Landry. Here comes Jeter. 3-point game here in the 2-minute mark. Jeter to Casspi. Cousins sent away by Gortat. Another big-time block.
Wow. I'll tell you, I have been impressed with Gortat's skills defensively. I mean, that's a nice spin move by a big man. Doesn't fool Gortat one bit. Look how high he stays. He doesn't slap down. I got to remember to tell Brent Alderman, I'm coaching the Bad Boys, my son's basketball team. Remember to tell these big guys to stay high. Try to block that shot without fouling. Gortat with the clinic.
And his 3rd swat of the night. And yeah, he's grabbing that right arm. So maybe he's got some sort of a stinger. Right elbow. We'll get a timeout. A 20-second timeout with $1:56 to go here in the 4th. Kings going after just their 7th win of the season. The Suns trying to improve to 15-17. Right now, 10th in the Western Conference, 2 games behind number 8 Portland, and relying on both the offensive and defensive skills of Marcin Gortat.
Yeah, they really have, and I like the fact that he's grabbed a few boards tonight, not as many as you really like to see a 7-footer get 5 boards in 33 minutes, but it's been his interior presence defensively that has really helped this Suns team. And he slid his feet well on a number of different plays. He's caused guys to change their shots, and these last couple possessions here, really these big blocks down the stretch, have really helped this Suns defensive cause.
And he's been really the only Suns producer off the bench tonight. 6 of 10 from the field. Dudley has missed 7 of his 9 shots. Fry has missed 6 of his 7 field goals. And 1 bucket for Childress and Dragic. So off the bench, it's pretty much been Marcin Gortat for the Suns. See the timeout situation. The Suns still have a full and a pair of 20s. No fouls to give. Cousins face up on Gortat. Banging bodies. Hard contact, and he puts it in. A miraculous shot by DeMarcus Cousins and a chance at a 3-point play.
I was singing the praises of his footwork, and then he lost his balance. Gortat did, and he got tripped up here. He does a nice job staying nice and wide and low, but he gets off his feet on that particular play.
Where's the travel?
And he gets...
Watch the steps, though. How many steps? 1, 2...
I think that's pretty good. I think he keeps that pivot foot down. I believe it's the contact that makes Cousins go into the travel that you're talking about, and he feels that contact, presence of mind to throw it up towards the rim, and prayer was answered.
And he ties us up at 89. Minute 48 to go. 26 points, adding to his rookie high. Carter kills the dribble. Grant Hill, one-on-one situation against Casspi. Almost had it taken away. Stagnant Suns offense. Nash trying to manufacture something. 2 seconds, 1 second on the shot clock. It blows up on the Suns. Catastrophe with a minute 23 to go.
That was a tough situation. He had too many players on the left side of the floor. There was no way to operate the pick and roll. Grant Hill never cleared that corner after he gave up the basketball, and Steve Nash had nowhere to drive with the ball.
14-2 run by Sacramento to tie us up at 89. Suns unable to get a shot off in their last possession. Kings go back to their rookie Cousins. Nash showing double team help. He left Pooh Jeter, and the rebound to Gortat. That's a critical board for Marcin. 6 rebounds with his 16 points. Alvin Gentry barking out offensive instructions.
Pick and roll with better spacing this time.
Nash, Grant Hill, work it over to Vince Carter for 3, short and wide right. Caspi nearly fouled from behind by Gortat. 35 seconds to go. Incredible drama and suspense when it looked like the Suns would walk away with the win. Caspi giving the Kings the lead. Three-point bomb by Omri Caspi.
Who said this young team can't finish? I'll tell you what, even having played last night, they have dug down and found the energy coming from 10 points down here in the fourth quarter. This is nice play right here. With the presence of mind, catch a guy just ball watching, fire the three-point shot, give your team a three-point lead.
A 17-2 move by the Kings after the Suns led by 12, and this surge led by DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, I like this one right here because he uses his length around the basket very well. I love the spin move, showing good footwork and a soft touch for a big man, and then the power to go in there amongst the 7-footer and get that one done. That one, and then he goes to the line and made the free throw. That tied it up, and then Caspi, no hesitation whatsoever, knocks down the big ball, and Suns find themselves looking up a hole right now. They're down 3 points. Still a lot of time to go in this game.
After it looked like they would stroll to a victory, Kings have scored the last 8. Clock continued to run. They need to put about 25 seconds up there after the ball was poked out of bounds. They'll take a look at the clocks. Zach Zarba comes over to talk to the official score. DeMarcus Cousins, 26 points, 20 for Garcia. And Caspi, after that three-point hit, giving them the three-point lead, he has 14. Nash gets it over to Grant Hill. Takes the feed, pump fake, into the lane. Petrus, pressure, fires it up, misses everything. Horrible shot. And the Suns foul DeMarcus Cousins.
I'm not quite understanding the thinking on that one. It looked like the Suns were bent on getting a three-point shot off there. They had the double back pick set for Steve Nash, but that got defended, and then Nash kicked it over to Petrus. And his first three, they chase him off the line. Well, go ahead inside then and take the two. Don't sidestep for the three. I don't like the percentages of making that particular shot. Go ahead and take it to the rack, because even if you get the two-point shot, plenty of time left to play the foul game and shot game at the other end, especially with some timeouts.
Cousins knocks down the first. He now has 12 points here in the fourth quarter. Just an offensive collapse by Phoenix. Sacramento taking advantage, trying to stun the Suns. Late in the fourth quarter, 2 free throws for Cousins. Timeout Alvin Gentry. It's a 5-point lead for the Kings. And for Sacramento, their biggest lead of the night. 19-2 run. They've scored the last 10 points.
Yeah, so you call it an offensive collapse, but I call it more of a defensive collapse by the Suns. They were doing such a nice job keeping the Sacramento Kings off balance offensively with their defense. Now, granted, they weren't rebounding the basketball the way they would have or should have been, but they were doing the job defensively with the field goal percentage, forcing the Kings into some tough shots. They suddenly let the Kings play the way they wanted to offensively, and they got a rhythm and never stopped.
Well, there are now 2 ways to win 2 free tacos from Jack in the Box. Sign up for text alerts from My Suns Mobile, and when the Suns score 99 points or hold their opponent to 99 points or less during away games, you receive a text alert for 2 free tacos from Jack in the Box. Just visit suns.com/tacos to sign up. They are very tasty, those tacos from Jack in the Box, but they won't taste nearly as good if the Suns fall to the Kings after leading by 12 late in this game.
Yeah, and Steve Nash had everybody going well. He had 20 points and 11 assists through three quarters, with just 1 assist since then.
Petrus back over to Nash. No opening for this offense. Fry lost it. The meltdown continues.
That'll do it. Oh my, tragedy struck up here in Sacramento. This game, I tell you, I was a little worried about it at the end of the third quarter, and I guess rightfully so. The Suns just lost all their momentum on the offense and lost their focus defensively tonight.
This is just a head scratcher. Hard to believe what we just witnessed in the final minutes of this game. The Kings did it without Tyreke Evans and Beno Udrih. It was a lot of DeMarcus Cousins. And steering the ship, Pooh Jeter. the rookie from Portland, who's played in Spain and Israel. A big three from Omri Caspi. And that was the dagger that gave the Kings the lead.
I like this Caspi kid. I mean, he doubled up tonight. 14 points, 10 boards, and one big three-point shot to put the Kings over the top.